it means it's meant to be right this moment.
Today on the Criste Cast, we have the privilege of welcoming Daniel Dramshev, a dedicated father, husband, and a true force in the world of digital marketing. Originally from Ukraine, Daniel has not only built a thriving career as the founder and CEO of NetRocket, a leading B2B inbound marketing agency, but has also carved out a space to share his expertise through his YouTube channel, The Marketing Game. His commitment to helping businesses grow the tailored SEO and PPC strategies is matched only by his devotion to learning, adapting, and working hard every single day. I've been fortunate to have many enriching conversations with Daniel in the past, and I'm truly excited to bring this one to all of you. Daniel, you're someone who's always learning and evolving. Tell me, what's been fueling you lately? What's been motivating you? And where are you going right now?
Yeah, Caleb. Hi, everybody, and thanks for such a great introduction of me. So what is fueling me right now? Actually, the new year and new ideas and the new part of the business what we are going to create. What I mean by that is that we are thinking right now about focusing very niche down into the United States market and to serve specific industry like business industry for the local businesses in the US. So this is what really drives me right now. I just came back recently from Miami. I had a 5-day training there about the business, about how it has to be, and not has to be, but how it's supposed to be built in a more effective way.
How it could be, right?
Yeah, how it could be built. And we do it right now a bit differently, and I believe that this will work, what I learned there. And yeah, this is what I'm excited right now about, that we are starting this journey together with my team. They already also involved in that. And life itself. It's not only business. I mean, life also, I'm excited each day. When I wake up, I open my eyes and say, okay, thanks. That's another great day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Again, you get to the motivation of the things around you, and as I said before, you are a husband and a father. So, give me a little bit of that. You've got the motivation of your kids, right? So, tell me a little bit about your daughters, right?
Yeah. I have two daughters. I have the old one, not the old one, but the elder. Yeah, she's 10. She's 10. She's at school. She's at 5th grade right now, and the younger, she's a bit more than 1 year. So that's great. Actually, I think that like most of the guys, they're dreaming to have a son, or at least one of the kids would be a son. But understand that, ladies, I just feel the more girls I have, I mean, the more I feel more love inside me. This really inspiring, and yeah, I like it. I like the way it worked out.
Right. I just joined the father-daughter club, so all right. I
get what
you mean.
I know that.
Definitely something that if you haven't experienced it, fathers out there or soon-to-be fathers, go for it. All right. Have yourself a daughter. It's going to give you all kinds of insight and enlightenment to all the things that you need in life just to be a good person. Not only that, but it does help in the job of marketing at the end of the day too. So before we jump into the whole business side of things, I do want to ask you, right, because the holidays are here right now. Yeah. What are you excited about getting your kids for Christmas? Is there any gift that you're excited to give them, or is there anything, tradition that you're excited to share with them?
Right now, we don't have such such an interesting tradition with Christmas. But what we are doing right now with Sasha, she's the elder daughter, and so we made up this calendar, and each day she gets some small task and small present, until the Christmas. So this is what we are doing right now. For the little one, it's everything is perfect. just we to be here, and But for Sasha, we do this, and she likes it. She loves it. Understands that she will love December. I think that all her life it will be the best month of the year.
Right.
She likes presents, and she buys the presents also for herself. Even she doesn't wait to Christmas time, and she already have some orders for New Year's Eve and for Christmas. Yeah, we have to take care of that also.
Right.
But this is the new thing which we tried, and it works very good.
It works great. Yeah. Well, as you said, it sounds like you're teaching some different things here, not just the benefits of the presence, but there's some accountability here as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just a small task that it's not just okay, new day, new present. No,
Right.
It's,
Right.
At least go like make a bed.
Psychologically, it's a big leap, right? As opposed to just give me. It's okay. A little effort goes a long way. Yeah, I think that's
right.
smart. And so, what's the biggest difference from when you were a kid till now? Right? It's been a long time since when you were a kid getting presents. Right? When it was just maybe one or two cool gifts, and now the kids seem to get everything that they want. Right? What's the biggest difference for you for seeing your children versus yourself?
I remember when I was a kid, it was, for me, all these, even little present, little holidays, it was so amazing. I was so, I waited for that all the time. And right now, of course, it's different. You get used to everything. It's nothing new for you here. But still, I like how kids, their reactions. And for me, it's at the moment more, as you said, as a tradition. Okay, we celebrate. We make a pause in our usual life and businesses and everything. And this is a bit different, but anyway, I like it. It's just just in this age, it's different.
Right. Well, again, especially because where you grew up is different from where you are now. Go ahead and just tell us, where are you right now, and how is celebrating where you are now different from where you grew up?
I'm right now in Germany, and it's really beautiful here on the Christmas time. Even when we lived in Ukraine, we made it like once a year or each second year we made it to a Christmas here to Germany, because my parents and my wife, they live here, and we had a tradition to come here for Christmas time because it's all beautiful. Everybody celebrates. They drink the glüh wine. They have these Christmas markets. They're very, very, very nice, and you can even travel in different villages, different cities to see how it's organized in different places. So this is how they celebrate it here, and also this tradition which I told you about, the gifts, the presents each day, this calendar. This is also from here, as I understand. For us, it's new. There at home, we didn't really celebrate much the Christmas at the same time. We had it after the New Year's Eve. We had
Right.
a different calendar. Right now, I think Ukraine switched also to the same calendar, and we have the same plus minus holidays. But the traditions are I think that they're totally different. But now they become similar to what it's in Europe or in the United States. It's the same right now.
Yeah, see, back in the day, it used to hang out with Santa and Mrs. Claus, right? They used to come hang out and spend time with people, right? And go dancing and things like this before you get your presents, right? Sometimes.
We had this. And by the way, you can be even confused because this is Santa Claus, this is Grand Moroz, or some other characters which belong to this Christmas time and New Year's. But anyway, for me, just you just can celebrate, and doesn't matter. I invite all. I'm happy to see all the Santa Clauses and any guys who is wearing this form. So yeah.
As you said, like when I was a kid, I remember Christmas for me was definitely magical, but you could feel it, like this energy of always feeling excited, like the opposite of anxiety and stress. It was just this hope and excitement, like just maybe I'm going to get all the things I want. And I remember one year, very specifically, I thought I was going to get like a video game system, a Nintendo 64, and I had it, and I knew this box was definitely a Nintendo 64 because I could feel the weight of it, and it was good. And the day came, and I opened it up, and there sat an electric typewriter. And I thought, I'll never forget. No. So sometimes there's good moments, sometimes there's sad moments, sometimes there's funny moments. But more than anything, still, that feeling is something I love to have, and I'll never forget that. And as an adult now, I kind of have the same feeling, but now for the kids. Now watching my son, open a present, I'm like super excited, kind of just watching him.
And right now, water. Do they write something like I want this and then put it somewhere?
Right. So exactly. He writes a little thing. Every parent usually has their own method, but sometimes you'll say, "Hey, write a letter to Santa and tell him what you want," and then he writes what he wants or what he wants. And yesterday he gave me a note.
We do the same.
My child, he wrote Pokemon cards in my stocking and lottery tickets. What lottery ticket? Kids nowadays, they're in that loot box mindset.
Sometimes Santa can even not manage that, that orders.
It's not always possible. It's not always possible. So no, it's good. But again, to be able to get to this place where we can actually give kids what we want, to be able to kind of feel that way, you have to have success, which is part of the reason we're chit chatting today. Because I want to find out about not just a little bit about you overall, right? A little bit about Daniel, but just kind of what you're involved in right now in the marketing area, because there's so many things in that world. So if I could say, or one question would be, what's one change you've made recently in your life that's allowed you to feel more streamlined and more focused?
You mean in marketing, business, or
in life, right? Because I know that you've been, because again, all these things I think are connected, right? In order for you to be really a proper CEO, in order for you to actually focus on the right things in your business, you have to actually have good things going on in the personal life, in your health, right? We kind of know those things. So I just want to know, is there any big change that you made in your life in any place that kind of affected all those things?
I can say that this year I just read a book of Joe Dispenza, and I liked it very much. I liked it a lot. I read a couple of them, and that was like I cannot many insights in that book. And right now I'm trying to apply that book to my regular life, and so I understand the world a little bit differently at the moment. And this also influenced my personal life. And the business, I believe the business as well. And I even, the podcast will be a bit later. So I even order right now all this book to all my employees. I want to give them also as a present. So maybe we'll be on the same page. Maybe they don't like some ideas. I don't know. Maybe they will not understand at this period of time, because sometimes I remember that I was studying a book, then I understand. Okay, I don't understand this story or idea. Okay, forget it. And then I come back to the same book in 3 years, and like boom, I understand it clearly. This is right. Yeah, in the right time. And this, if we're talking about this is what I remember the most. That this book helped me to really rethink some ideas and understand the life and process which I'm in differently. That's definitely.
No,
I will continue. I will continue with that. I read books all the time. Some books are just okay books, and some books I put them, and I'm gonna come back to them in a while.
Right. As you said, though, books are kind of like one of the simplest forms of changing your perspective, right? Getting to sit in somebody else's brain for a little bit and go, okay, how's this person seeing the world, and and taking little insights from that.
And one more thing, this year I started to be more active in video recording, and it's that was challenging for me, because I'm an ideal guy, like I want everything to be ideally managed, organized, and it looks perfectly. But this what really stops me and holds me back from many things. I could start this YouTube or video game 4 years ago already, and that would be already a journey for me. But anyway, I started it this year just because I made the level of my ideal expectations just lower. So not ideal. Just do it and post it, and this worked. This worked, and this trains me. This trains me also with the skills of doing this video, then posting it, then a lot of stuff. And I'm even thinking right now differently when I'm trying to get ready to shoot another video. And for the next year, I definitely will continue doing this. And this works for both, for myself and for marketing as well. So again, this is not only what I'm doing for business, this is also what I'm doing for myself, to develop myself to like a new skill, because I didn't do this before. And
Right.
You know
Yeah,
that, because you're very
yeah.
good in video. This is you're a creator. You become to.
Hey, we're creators for sure, for sure. And I agree with you though. Self-expression is something that you need to have on a personal side away from the business, because that's why people are into playing instruments, right? And that's why we have conversations like this right now, and why people even listen to these conversations is because we want to have communication and the context for understanding things. And really, again, as you just said, that's making videos is one of the easiest ways to get feedback, right? People tell you right away, like, hey, you're doing this maybe a little too much, or you can see right away if your eyes are open too crazy, or if you say one word too many times, like I often do in all my videos or podcasts. But yeah, you got to learn from that. You can learn from that.
Yeah,
So,
you definitely learn from that, but just don't. I understand that people or those creators, they should just don't take it too personal, because this is what I was afraid of. That okay, how will somebody will think about me, what I'm doing, or because. Definitely, it's not about even haters, who will really comment some, share some bad feedback, but also from your friends who is maybe a little bit jealous, and they say like, you know what, you could do better, of course, good, yeah, that's good, but you could do better. And this also, if you take it seriously or you take it personal, that you can feel very bad about that. But
right.
just
Well,
don't
they
take
always
it.
say
You
that,
do it for
right? Yeah,
yourself, and this is it.
this kind of criticism never comes from the top, right? It doesn't come from the people who are actually above you, and the people who are doing well. As you said, it comes from the people who are either jealous, and that's not the world that we have time for right now. And in the world of marketing, in the world of just trying to be personally a better person, there's always going to be that negative thing that kind of pulls us down, as we've talked about multiple times, and as we know very well. But I think the beauty is that as you continue to self-express yourself, you get to understand not only yourself, but you get to see the beauty in other people too. And you become less judgmental. You become less worried about how people are going to see you, because you start to love other people and yourself. And that process is, again, as you said, if you kind of wait trying to make everything perfect, it takes a long time, right? But the quality level, if I start making fast stuff right now, my quality level might be 2. If I do things quick, well, if I do things quick over time, my quality level starts to slowly raise. So you wanted the ideal, let's say 5 and above. Well, you're going to get that way every single day because of that practice. And so again, for anybody out there who's kind of on that stepping stone too, go out there and just record, make something. Nobody's watching the first stuff anyways, and you don't want them to. You don't want them to watch the first stuff. You want to get kicking for a little bit. And again, it's not really about the views. It never has been. I'm going to go ahead and say this again. There's this idea of universality, and it's if you can affect specific people in the industry that can affect the rest, that's what you need to do, right? And so your job is not to affect the millions. Your job is to affect the industry leaders.
Interesting idea, by the way.
Right?
Interesting idea.
Absolutely. And so this is something that they've proven not just through chemical reactions, right? When, for example, water turns to steam, there's a moment that it actually happens, this universality moment that happens within the chemical structure. They've been able to take the same structure and look at social media, and they've been able to see it on a large spectrum and say, okay, when do things start to go viral? Well, it doesn't go viral necessarily when the masses see it. It goes viral when certain individuals see it, and then all of a sudden, psh, everything flips, right? So again, this idea that you need to get everybody is silly, right? There's so many people in the world. We just need to get our audience.
Yeah.
There's my little rant right there.
Definitely, I agree with
But yeah, how do you approach setting goals for yourself personally? Because there's a lot of things going on every single day, a lot of new programs coming out, people to deal with. How do you personally keep yourself aligned with what you want to get done?
That's a hard question for me, because I'm not that guy who is expert in setting goals. I just but I do have some things and some traditions. So if I want something to happen as a goal, and I want to remember about it, and I want to focus on it or align with that way, I just put it. I put it written. I mean, I write this, let's say we can call it map of goals, and I draw myself in the middle, and on the right some business goals, on the left some personal goals, ideas, anything what I have. And I leave it maybe sometimes not even finished, because I have other ideas and I just put them there. And what I have learned that this really works. So I'm not that goal setter that okay, do this, do that, then make the smaller steps. This works. This is good. But just for my maybe brain to remember that I have these ideas or these dreams which I want to come true, I just I just draw them, write them, and I want to put them on the wall. Right now it's just standing here, like this, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will just put it here on the wall. So I will each day watch it. It will be in my attention. I will check it, and maybe it. And by the way, it's already many things happened from what I draw and wrote like last year. And first I tried this as a maybe wish list long time ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago. I was on the holiday and I met a friend, and he said, "Are you doing this list and put it on the refrigerator?" I'm saying, like, what kind of list? He said, "Just write down 10 things which you want to happen in next year, and you'll see it will work." Okay, let's play. We made a list. Like he made his, like everybody made the list, and I remember like 8 out of 10 things which I wrote in that list, they happened, and I said, "Oh, this is interesting. It works." I don't even remember what was that. It was just hanging on my refrigerator, and this one. So this is my way. This is my way, and and in business, it's mostly related to the team. So they know the business goals. We know the revenue goals. We know all the business metrics which we want to achieve, and it's supposed to work that way. So they know how to do it. I know how to do my stuff. They know how to reach the goals. How to.
Right. Yeah. And I think that it's something where every time I try to create a goal for myself, you have to have accountability, right? You have to have some way to keep track of it. And if it's something as simple as a list that you can look at, perfect, right? Then no problem. But yes, for some people, creating lists doesn't work at all. And so I would say that it's not just making it, on a list, it's having it priority or, in your mind all the time is something that's needing to get done, right? And not being distracted.
You know what works if we're talking about, like, most of the people, they want like some financial goals, not only if I can tell the main thing for financial goal, if you want to reach, let's say everybody is talking, okay, I want to earn 1 million a year. Yeah, like those guys who doesn't have it, they set up this as a goal, or maybe some less. Some others they may dream about like 10 million. But the thing is, it's not about the number only. The thing is that if you know where do you want to spend those money for, or like what do you want this money for? If you'll write down the breakdown, okay, I need the money for this. Okay, then 100 or 200 or 300 I need for living. Okay, this is done, and then I have some dreams. Try to even make a list of 100 things which you want to buy. I tried. I stopped on the maybe 20 or 25 or maybe 30 things and then you have an airplane already, you have a boat, you have a house, but you can only pick up one thing from a type, and So if you know where you're gonna invest those money or where you're gonna spend them, then definitely you'll reach that goal, and this will help also you to align and to find, your brain will find the way how to earn them. If we're talking about the financial goals, and of course a lot of other techniques which you will use to hit that goal. But the basic is so. Some people just say that they want it, but they don't really want it. They don't understand what they need this for and why, and so it's just maybe an illusion.
Right. Well, you're talking about something that's truly, it's kind of a complex issue, right? It's saying that, hey, not only do you need to have a goal, but really the way that things work in life have a lot to do with how you think about them, right?
Yeah, you need to believe, you need to understand it deeply.
I want to have $10 million. Well, what are you going to do with that $10 million? I have no idea. Well, you're never going to reach that goal because, again, as you said, you need to be able to apply real ideas. Okay, well, no, I want to invest in a certain strategy if we're, in realty or whatever it is. And okay, now I know where this money's going. Yeah, I believe that person. That person's going somewhere, right? So, and this is something that I'll be honest, I've kind of struggled with, because in life, I've always been taught that, hey, you need to be successful, you need to work hard. But I was also always taught that the meek inherit the earth, and life's not all about money, and you need to focus on family and not so much business. And it's like, okay, wait a second. So I need to make money and survive and live well, and I need to be able to do fun things, right? And travel, but I also need to not focus on money all the time. And right now we're living in 2024, almost 2025, we'll say 2026, moving into the years forward. And all that's happening is life is getting a little more expensive and a little bit more difficult in some ways. In other ways, it's becoming more free and we get more gadgets, right? But I feel like work is not something where we're getting less of right now. And it seems like we're getting more work. So are you worried at all that, that this is something that you have to think about? Or is that what you're trying to do right now, is build financial freedom for yourself and your family?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody is doing this all the time, and me as well. Yeah, so this is definitely, I'm in this process. And I believe that money is not something which we need to like be shy of, like going for money. It's important. It's important thing, and you have to know how to earn money. You have to how to make money. Not only earn, because earn is one thing, yeah, and make money is another thing. And yeah, you can make it different ways, and yeah, so like that. This is true. This is important. This is the basic thing, which you do really. You just need to make enough money for yourself. Also think how to make even more if you want, if you need that, and yeah, and just go for it.
Right. I like what you said, because I agree. As I kind of was mentioning before, I felt that way growing up. Now I do have this mindset more so with what you just said, and that is that, hey, if I want to actually be a good person, I can still give value to other people while still making money, right? So that's just the focus now, is how can I actually align my values, what I want to be as a person in my time, and then also make the living that I want to. Because this idea that you have to be poor and not have what you want to be a good person, that's wrong, right?
I think that it is, maybe it's either we don't understand, or we understand it a bit differently, or it's translated somehow not translated. It's so it sounds like money cannot give you happiness, cannot buy you happiness, or something like that. And we, like as kids, we sometimes get used to those phrases, like, okay, money is not something what is really important. No, it's important, because 100%, I agree. Money will not give you, or money will not buy you happiness, but to be like trying to find that way to be happy, like having money, having enough budget and enough funds to like. For yourself, that's much easier, and this really gives you freedom. If you're not if you're not only about money, I mean, you definitely need to understand what is like the value, what is the exchange in the world, and yeah, money is on some amount of income. You just understand that it's just a resource for you, and yeah, it's not something which you will definitely spend for your life. You just start investing somewhere or doing some projects which are not only in business. So it's everywhere. So I believe that people need money, and for now, in this time frame of our civilization, it's just the way how it works.
Yeah, there's no universal income.
Maybe
yet.
somewhere, in 50 years or 100 years. We will not have money. It will be changed for some energy stuff, or some water, maybe air, oxygen.
Yeah. When all the AI robots take over our duties, that's when we don't have to worry about the money anymore. See, that's the idea. But I agree that this is something where we do have to think about it. And I would also say that now that I'm getting older and older, I realize that the pursuit of trying to give value to other people and the value to the people around you, your family, trying to provide for them, that not only provides you money, but also provides you the true life experience that we're looking for, right? The reasons, maybe not always, but some people can get depressed or not have anywhere they're going is because they're not putting goals forth, right? They're not pushing themselves, right? Of course, we have tragedies in life, and we're not talking about those, but we're talking about the mundane, the bored, part that comes. Well, that comes when you're not pushing forward. And again, that's kind of why I try to align myself with people who are also doing similar things. It's why I enjoy talking to, again, you and people like yourself, just because I want to get to the next level. And what I've realized is if we try to do it always by ourselves, it's just tough. And the moment we can start to, join or align with other people, synergy provides that boost that's really, really helpful. So yeah, anybody, we can definitely always use more people that want to help other people. So I'm always looking to grow the community. And again, that's part of what this podcast is for. And I do want to kind of jump a little bit into your recent travels. I know you were, as you've mentioned, were in Miami recently doing a program, and I was following you on social media. You were jumping around from Miami to New York and going around doing some programs and hanging out with a bunch of different people. So tell me a little bit about that program and what it was about and kind of, what you gained from it, what you think is, was the best part.
Yeah, so I share about that. I'm in marketing, and I understand, that marketing and sales and business is better to learn on the leader of the world. I would say that the United States is the place where I have to learn marketing from all the basics. I mean, all the new things which appear in our marketing life is there, and the business also and sales as well. And I just found the club for agencies, and I joined that club in this learning process and coaching process. And this was the kickoff this year, the first meetings offline in Miami, and so this is why I decided to go to the United States. Actually, I was also thinking the year before. I was also thinking to enter the university again in my age and understand. Why would I do this? But it's just interesting to me, And I will do this. I will do this maybe next year or a bit later when I have. I'll put it into the plan. I want to study the strategic marketing and also business development. In Boston and some top-notch university. You may know about the name, but. Yeah, and coming back to this, to this session which I had. So the main idea there was that if talking about our business, agency business, usually all the agencies they struggle from like in the very beginning, then also as every businesses go up and down, and we have the same mistakes which every agency does. So we also have this, and we had it before, and So what I learned, so our agency is more or less, we have a focus, as you said, we focus on B2B businesses, we like work with them, we have really good results, and our focus market is the United States, and also we have some international projects which are mostly English-speaking projects, and I thought that this is a focus. So this is our focus is the B2B. So we work with B2B. We also take e-commerce. We also take some other projects, but we focus on B2B. And also we are good in tech and SaaS. And I thought to myself, so this is a very good specialization and expertise. We have it. Let's do it. And then when I came to Miami, I understood, okay, this is not the focus. This is not the niche expertise. Definitely, because all the projects which we have, they're really different, and this is why it takes a lot more work and our team effort to understand each project, to make a good marketing activity, and also to deliver results. And this is where we spend more than we could spend. I mean, on the delivery, on the result delivery, and we really. So I like it from one side because I'm aware of so many businesses right now. I mean, how much money they make, what do they do, and so on. What I learned that to pick up the niche and to be an expert in one niche and build all the agency, all the business around that niche, that would be the most effective way of building business. And I think even that I knew that before, but when you have already some portfolio of clients. And you have already the team, you have already things going on, and then you think, okay, we have moving companies, we have B2B companies, we have e-commerce companies with great result, we have healthcare companies, and healthcare, by the way, it's also not a niche, it's just an industry, healthcare, but there are so many different types of businesses in healthcare, and you cannot be an expert in all the healthcare businesses. You can be maybe an expert in dental, like promoting dental offices. Okay, good, go for it. Or urgent care, or some mental care. So what I learned here is that we have to, in order to be effective, any agency I can share this to anybody who's doing the same business, or maybe you're thinking about like, okay, let me jump into agency business. This seems to be very easy, so you just need like some time, some knowledge, and a couple of people around you, with your team, and together with your team, and just go ahead. So really, it's very easy to step in. But to be really effective, you need to pick up the niche, which is where you can have expertise and where you can deliver like even more results than in other cases. So, yeah, this is the main thing. Just pick up one niche, become an expert in that niche, build all the marketing around that niche and attracting clients from that niche. And if we talk about the United States market, it's huge. And in each specific niche, there are many, many, many businesses. So it can be dance studios, so you can be serving dance studios, or I don't know, of course, some moving companies, some daycare centers, for example. And we have clients from like many, many niches. And the challenge right now that we are picking up, we're choosing where do we have the most experience, where do we have the best cases in order to focus. We have an idea, by the way, we have already started, and I believe that next year will be a challenging year for us to really get more expertise in that niche, and to have this first portfolio of the same businesses, and we'll build them, and maybe even a sub brand around that niche which we pick up. So this was about the Miami training which I had. Definitely recommend to follow this.
Yeah, it sounds like it really helped focus your whole approach and kind of helped condense a lot of what you already knew, but streamlined again where you're going to be putting your attention moving forward, which is a good feeling, right? It's hard work ahead, but that's very good.
And by the way, that's good. That it's also proved that actually most of the things which we are doing right now in our business, we do it correctly. So we do it right, and we do it even sometimes better than the other agencies. Because we are very good, in expertise, in marketing expertise. So we are very good in SEO, in pay-per-click setup. So we are good in delivering traffic, converting it. But what would be as a next level for us is an expertise in the business, in one specific business niche, and this would really will be a game changer for us. I believe that.
Got it. Well, and you kind of just gave a great idea of what you need to do overall for a business, specifically for people, right? If maybe is there a piece of advice or some kind of a focus that you could give to somebody who's like a student or somebody who's going to school right now and they're thinking about being a marketer or an entrepreneur of certain sorts? Is there some advice that maybe you feel that you would have just wished that you could go back and tell yourself that would help you boost up?
Yeah. Actually, first of all, if you're thinking about either be an entrepreneur or not to be, or go to the business into the business or not, this is not for everybody. That's true, and I believe that not all people have to want to be businessmen. It's not. It's something which is broken sometimes inside. So this is why we go to business, and so it's okay. So I just want to say that. You don't have to feel bad or frustrated if you're not a businessman. You're just working somewhere. This is cool. Just be the best at your place, what you're doing. If you feel that you are really ready for that, if you are entrepreneurial inside, because the percentage of entrepreneurial people is around 5%. This is what I read in books, in economic books. When I was at school, my focus was like major was economics, and maybe in the United States it's 10, maybe it's 15, but anyway, it's not even
it's not 50, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's yeah. So feel good if you are just doing some work and you are good at that, and you are not a businessman. If you're going to marketing, I have a lot of questions. About that, what I recommend is just feel what you like, feel what you're excited of, and feel what you really where you thinking first that I like to do this and I want to do this each day, and not like because of the money, because of I will really earn some money. Of course, we need money. The money will come, but if you will start from the things which you like, definitely this will be followed up by a lot of money. And because if we will think firstly, okay, I want to be an SEO guy or a like Google Ads guy, or I want to run an agency because I know that they make some crazy money there, and okay, this will be the hard way, I would say. This would be the hard way of doing this and making money. But if you really like this, if you're really passionate about that, getting those results, finding that traffic, and delivering that to clients, or building your own projects, this would definitely goes first. So this would be my advice. Two things, basic.
Yeah, right. I like the last one, especially when you say build your own projects, right? That's a ding ding for me right there. A lot of people, they say, I want to get involved in these things, or I like some of the things that you get to do, but I don't know how to get started. Start your own projects, right?
Yeah. But you can also work in some other companies and projects. It's where you get experience and knowledge.
Right.
And
I mean, you can always do some free work for somebody, right? But at the same time, there's usually somebody that can hire. I know that you don't want to sit there and put yourself in a position where you're doing things for too cheap, or you're not feeling like you're getting what you're worth. I know some people will do that right away, and then they get burnt out right away. And it's like, well, wait a second, right? Hone your skills, but know what you have to actually offer. And to know what you have to offer, I think sometimes it does help to have, whether it be a coach or somebody who you can speak to, an apprentice of some sort. Again, there's a lot of people out that we can reach out to, but even here, in the podcast, reach out, have comments if you have any questions below. But that's one thing I think that your YouTube channel is great for. Not only are you making content, but you now have the ability for people to reach out to you and ask you questions directly. Have you felt like that's been something that's been helpful for you to, again, I know we mentioned earlier, but helpful for you to kind of grow knowledge is just having that YouTube channel?
You mean about my YouTube channel? Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of feedback from it. I mean, in comments or somebody is reaching back to. No, I have some views, but don't have a lot of communication, so I cannot really tell if it works yet this way. We have some feedback in LinkedIn, in Instagram, but Instagram it's mostly personal, but still some clients reach out through Facebook, Instagram, that also work. And but I cannot really share the experience about YouTube yet. But next year, I believe that will be. Yeah, we'll meet when we'll meet next time. I will share definitely more info.
We'll refresh that subject again later for sure.
We'll refresh about the YouTube definitely.
It's usually one of those things where it takes a little bit of time to get the community to start chit-chatting and having the conversation pieces, and that makes sense, right? People have to understand who are they even speaking to, and what is this community, right?
Anyway, by the way, no, I didn't share this. The one thing in summer we spoke to a client, and they said. Surprisingly, they said, actually, we were watching Daniel's videos on YouTube in shorts and so on. So we know what you're talking about. So you don't need to say it again. And I was surprised. Oh, wow, that's cool. Right. So this is why I'm creating those videos, because they really watch it somehow. I don't know. We didn't really put them a lot.
You were educating them before they got to the actual meeting, so that you didn't have to do as much talking. And truly, I'm going to say this right now, that was my biggest kind of awakening moment when I started making YouTube content, is I would get somebody asking me a question, and then I would get somebody else asking me the question, and I would get somebody else and I would say, ooh, I'll make a YouTube video. I would make the YouTube video. I would say the answer one time, and then all the people would watch it, and I wouldn't have to say it anymore. And then in the future, when anyone else asks the same question, the community answers it for you. They're like, no, he already answered that, and you don't have to say anything, right? So again, I think that's kind of a nice, interesting thing, but also you got to see the benefit in real life, because perception. Videos don't even need to be watched all the time. I'm going to say this. I make YouTube content. I make podcast. I don't even care about the views number. I care about the perception. Of course, I want to work hard. I want to create good, valuable content, and I want things to truly help. But at the end of the day, I know that most people are just going to see, oh, Caleb's active. He's doing stuff. He's making things work. And you know what? They want to hire those kinds of people. so, as like we've talked about this too. It's like you just got to get out there making content because again, perception is going to help carry you. It's not the only thing because again, your intention is real, it's valid.
Yeah.
But, you know, how do you feel about this idea of perception?
This is how business starts. I mean, the real thing. It starts from passion, from what you do very very well, very good, and which you're passionate about. That's definitely. And I can tell you that. I remember that. I recall that. How did I come to marketing? Because I was doing actually. I started a business, and that was in like travel agency for corporate travel, B2B travel agency. And I was in the like a project manager for my business to build the website, to start advertising, to start SEO, and this is how I get to. I learned a lot about that. And just one of my friends, he said, why don't you open an agency? You can just serve others and help them to also do the same because it's so complicated. I said, why it's complicated? It's so easy. You know, when you know these things, it's easy for you. And marketing is really what I love. And I understand, okay, why not? Let's play with that. And we decided we started with a couple of guys. We started this as an agency and started serving those then clients. And this is how I came to this business. And by the way, that one, the travel also, it went, how I did started that because I was all the time in business travel and I understood, okay, this can be done better, this can be done better, this can be done better, and we started the business travel agency. And before that, so actually I would say my first entrepreneurial thing, it was the work and travel program. I went to the United States first when I was a student, and that was, let's say, as a startup, because my idea was, I actually dreamed a lot from the childhood to come to go to the United States. I don't know why, because again, marketers, the American marketers, they are the best. So, in America and the United States, it has, I would say, one of the best marketing on the planet about even the country. I mean, the flags, all the information about that, how cool is there, and so on.
Capitalism going strong here, right?
Yeah, so I was dreaming that I want to go there, and I tested some government programs. I didn't win there, but then I found work and travel, and I said, okay, let's do it. Okay, how much is that? Okay, $2,000 I had to invest first in order to go there. My parents said, Daniel, sorry, we don't have any funds for you. If you want, go, but you need to figure out how to get the money for it. So I started then. Yeah, it took 1 year for me to play with other. I took a couple of jobs in parallel. I was studying, and then I got the money for the program, and I went. So I earned my first capital to invest to the program to not only visit country but also to work and to get some funds there and to earn some money first.
Yeah.
The first big money I got from the United States, and I'm back to the same market after a while. Yeah, and then so when I got back to Ukraine at that time, I started then an agency, like a real estate agency. And again, why? How? Because I had some amount of money which I earned in the United States, and I started playing with real estate because at that time the price was quite low. It was before 2008. I first visited the States in 2004. So at that time, I understood, okay, I cannot buy apartment, but I can buy land. And the land was very, let's say, below the market, very below the market.
Yeah, below
and
market
nobody
cost,
could understand
right.
how you can find it, how you can buy it. It was so complicated, and I managed this, purchasing for myself, for my investments. Then my funds finished, and then I understood, okay, I can really make a service because I know everything about this area, and I make a service for others. And I was making at that time. Can you imagine? That time I would say that the dollar would feel even more value. 15K, 1.5. So $15,000 per month I could make on my real estate
Nice.
activities in Ukraine. Can you imagine? It's not in the United States. I felt like I'm rich, you know, because the market was booming. And in States, by the way, it was very active at that time. But then 2008 came, and I went totally bankrupt. Totally bankrupt. And then found a job for myself.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and say it because my positive brain always has to see the other side, which is you went bankrupt maybe monetarily, right? But you gained so much knowledge in that process,
definitely.
right?
I got a very like a great experience out of that. But actually, I was just trying to explain those businesses which I started. What was the first move and what was the first idea and where did it come from? So
where's it come from? Right.
Yeah, it usually came from some dream or passion or idea which I had or things which I solved to myself, and you can then so things which you really know how to do, or you're an expert, or really which you like. You just what
right.
you like. This is
right. I mean, things that you think about a lot. Again, I'm always going to keep going back to this because I want people to get excited about the things that they want to do in their life. Because if you're thinking about it, you're probably going to do it. And the more you think about it, the less distracted you become. The faster that thing you're thinking about is going to happen. Because that's the way it works. But then again, we talked about the how you think about it, right? Are you always wishing, or are you expecting, right? You know, in that I'm going to do this and this and this, right? And when I say expecting, I mean expecting like I'm going to make it happen versus somebody's going to bring it to me, right? Like I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen.
The responsibility is definitely on us, and that's true.
For sure. No, and again, I can tell that just again with your energy and the fact that when I first met you, right? I remember one of the first things I was like, well, take around and look at your life right now and the things that you're doing right now. Is it not kind of everything you've always wanted to do and to become? And it's like, yeah, I mean, not everything's perfect by no means, but family, life, moving, I mean, I think that everybody kind of wants this possibility in life to kind of learn and to get to follow the passion of what they liked. And when you were a kid, you thought about United States, and here just recently you're running around the United States making friends and doing all kinds of cool things. You didn't get to come hang out with me yet, but next time we're gonna have to meet up. I'm not too far away. I'll be moving here in the next month, so after that I'll be ready to do some more things.
We'll be there in March again, so we'll see you next time. Definitely.
Well, exactly. I'm definitely going to hold you to your word on that one. I wanted to ask you, how was it when it came from moving from Ukraine with your family, to where you are now, and kind of that process? Because obviously we know, again, life's not always perfect. Some tragedies are completely out of our control, and so I just want to know a little bit about the process for you, and how was it? Was it something that kind of just happened abruptly? Did you just all of a sudden have to take off, and how has it been since then?
Actually, we didn't plan any moving. We were very comfortable in Ukraine. I'm from Zaporozhye, born in Zaporozhye, and I left most of my life there, I guess. And then we moved to Kiev, to the capital of the Ukraine, and we lived there for 6 years. I also have an experience of living in the United States a little bit, as I told you before, when I was young, and Israel a little bit. And we lived in Kiev for last 6 months before the move, and then accidentally for me, I didn't expect that really. The war started, the war with Russia, that was like everybody remember that, and it's like 9/11 in the United States, that like all the world and all the Americans, they remember that precise time and date and where they were. The same, I believe, that all the Ukrainians will remember that day when it started. I mean, this big war, because we actually have this war conflict since 2014 already. It was in the Donetsk region, that area. And that was the day when it was all around Ukraine and everybody was shocked. So that was the shock. And even that time, I didn't believe that it's really happening, or it's so true, or it's
how could you, right?
Thing.
Especially in the modern time, right? It's like, what?
Yeah. So we left, and I see that like everybody left, only we are staying. So we stayed a little bit in Kiev, and that was so dangerous. And then it was just like that, just like a click. Okay, when it started, so I can say it softly, uncomfortable, but it was really totally dangerous for me, for my family. So we decided to move out, and this is how we moved to Germany. And why I decided to move here? Because it's we know the country. We have been here many times, and this is where the parents of my wife live, and for a long time already. So we went to them first, and then we found an apartment here and the schools, everything so set up. And due to my work that I work online, so I just continue working online since that. And and all the team, my team also, like everybody was in Ukraine before the war. Right now we're in different places in Europe and even North America, and some guys are still in Ukraine, so we work remotely, and this is like that. For the family, of course, I cannot wish this to anybody. I mean, all these things, the war and those days, and moving in such a way. But it's life. It's as you said, it's happening. It's not all the time. Like you don't smile all the time. You don't. It's not. So that life is different. I would say this way, and it was stress in the beginning. Right now we all already fine, get used to many things, to a lot of things, and life is going on. And it's going on. It's continued to. We continue to live, and. So this is my story. I will not go to maybe details. We can, because about this you can hear so many stories. So really interesting stories. Sometimes tragical stories. And even when I try to recall all the little things and big things which were happening at that time when we were moving, that's. Many things which I can share about that period, and still,
Right.
the war is there, and many people get used to it already in Ukraine, but I understand now how different in how different place right now I'm with my family, so it's safe here, and it's very important for my brain because I understand I can sleep normally. I can wake up and I can not think about those stuff because, once again, I just will not wish this to anybody in the world, even
Right.
to enemies. Even to enemies. But from the other side, as I believe that everything happens to me, not only with me. Like it's to me. It's for me. And this gives us something also. This gives us a new experience, of course, new challenges, and a lot of Ukrainian families and people they experience this new life which they never planned, never imagined. We never planned to move to Germany. We never planned to move also to the United States. But we all the time we like to travel because we traveled a lot before that, and now we continue that. So this is the story how it happened, and I believe that maybe this is not the last point. I mean, we are now here, and for me, I would even say that for me and for my wife and for the family, that was quite easier than for other people who didn't get used to move anywhere. They just were sitting at their places in their cities, in their homes, and they were very stick, and they're still very stick to those places. We moved in our first city from one area to another. Then we moved to Kiev. Then we moved to Israel for a while. Then we came back. So I think that it was maybe a little bit easier for us such kind of move because we left all we had there. So I was not thinking about like real estate or something which we are living there. Like no, we are here. We are good. A couple of things with us, and we just left away.
Right, and just to kind of not to focus on this too much, but I'm wondering, is there a time where you felt that you were felt like giving up almost, like where you just didn't think things were going to work out, or that you're going to lose your business, and if you felt that way, how did you overcome that? How did you get past that?
I would say that this is not connected. If we're talking about the times when I feel not very good about the business perspective, that's not connected to the situation which is in Ukraine right now. This is mostly about just ups and downs in the business. About this story, no, I was so confident at that time, and about the decision which I made. That felt very just straightforward, and in terms of like if I'm all the time in the good mood and feeling positively and thinking positively, not of course. Sometimes I just feel like, oh, let's finish this all, like finish me and finish all this business, finish all these tasks, all the everything what I'm on. But I know how it works with me. I know that it just for a while, it just some maybe even hormonal or some physical changes in my body which feel me this way. So I have a couple of things which I can do. I just can stop working, for example, and I can go for a walk or jogging, do some sports. This refresh me or get a very good sleep. I use ear plugins, and this what makes me sleep very, very well.
Isolate yourself from everything, right?
Yeah, I'm isolating myself. I close the windows. I can. And this is cool. So the next day when you wake up, you do some sports. I don't drink coffee. I do sports. I drink water. And but I'm not 100% healthy person.
Sounds like it. All right, come on, nice. Tell us.
I just understand how to make myself feel better again. And back to the book which I was telling you about. I just recommend 100% to read that book if you didn't.
And what's the book's name again?
It was the Joe Dispenza, The Power of something, like Power of Your Brain. The basic, the first book of. And by the way, you need to. I recommend the simple version because he's talking about the brain, and I have also the book of this size, like the huge one. It's very complicated for understanding. The basic, it's less complicated, it's just clear, and it makes you understand that there are no bad things, there are not even good things. All the things, they are just things, or the events or things in your life. And again, about judgment. Yeah, so you don't judge them. You don't judge people, you don't judge. Of course we do that.
Natural. We have our natural judging selves, but you have to get past that with the maturity part, right?
The more mature you get, the less you do this, and it makes you feel better and makes you feel freely and not so. This is the way how you can how you can just. Live
Step
easier.
up, evolve. I'm always interested in the brain, and a lot of things that you've mentioned today, even it gets me constantly thinking about other people who have said things to me about, for example, when you feel something and you think something inside, maybe just maybe your brain is actually a time traveling mechanism that knows the future of what you're actually supposed to do, and you're just reaching to that future you, and or there's this stream of data that's coming, right? People have different beliefs. There's this stream of data that's out there, and we're all able to kind of lock into that stream and kind of jump into it. And whether you believe in one thing or another, the idea is that when you start to actually try to use your brain and evolve it in these ways, you start to find some truths in this this crazy stuff that we read about and hear about sometimes. And I think that's really fascinating. The human brain is so cool and so fun to play with, and for me, just unlocking it as an educator, as somebody who's trying to be a student in many different ways, it's something I focus on a lot. As we've mentioned before in kind of our previous talks, is we spoke a lot about how the brain works and perspective and things together. And that's one fun thing that we get to talk to with each other, is that not everybody understands those things. Not everybody sees those different, things. Sometimes they just stand in one spot and they see everything from one perspective, right? Instead of realizing they are actually that thing that can move around in 3D space and
it is.
And move around. So no, it's certainly fortunate that we can share those things with each other.
All the things in our life which are happening, it's just the way. Sometimes you don't have energy to look at it a different way. You just something goes out. But definitely, it's in your hands that you can really change the way, the perspective, how you look at these things, and it will. Anyway, I believe that all the things, even those things which we judge as bad things, they're happening really for us, and this will work somehow in a good way. What do we name in a good way? So anyway, this will teach us something, or this will play a very good role in our life. Anyway, again, if we think that no, that's in the
You
end,
think the whole world's
like,
against you, the whole world's against you, right? And if you think
yeah,
things are going to work for you, then things might just start working for you. And as you said, I really appreciate this part of your personality because, again, it's something that's I try to keep myself feeling every single day, and it makes it easier when I see other people out there doing the similar thing, which is, hey, life isn't perfect right now, and life's not better because you're in Germany, but it's different, and it still is great, and it's just,
it,
again, it's different. It's what it is, right? But
yeah,
is it
it is.
bad? No, it's going to be great. Life's going to be great. We're going to keep on
It
moving
is.
forward.
It's not even gonna be great. I believe that
Yeah.
it is
Oh, you
great
caught me.
each day of your life. Yeah,
Good
it just
catch.
depends if we can feel it, if we can feel it, or if we cannot. If we can train ourselves to really understand that this is it. It's here. We don't have any past because it's already somewhere, and we don't have future, but we have only this moment where we at right now. Like me sitting with you right now, and people who are watching this video, you are sitting there, and
In the
yeah,
moment.
this is the moment. Yeah, me and Caleb, we are doing some other things already. We're doing some other stuff.
We're done.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. No,
We're not
I
here
definitely.
anymore.
And this process of kind of getting there, I want to ask you because we only have a little bit of time left, but I want to ask you, where in your life did you start to develop this mindset? Right? At what point were you a teenager? Do you feel like you were young and you were really insightful in having a strategic mindset, or at what age, at what point, what thing happened to you where you started going, all right, I'm going to start seeing things from this more mature, more adult mindset, right?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, on the I don't know actually. I think that something is from the childhood, from the maybe even when you're 3 years old or 5 years old. There is some basic stuff which then drives all your life. Like my energy and activity, I believe that I didn't make it this way. It just me, just the setup or my setup, which I have from that time, and that depends, of course, who was around, what was the environment I lived in, and and again, parents, brothers, sisters, and friends and schools. Of course, I understand that I could lose this. I don't know how you call it. I could lose this maybe this energy or something inside
Personality,
me.
maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
personality, maybe some. But again, during the life, then I just developed myself. I understand some things, but I don't remember some moment when it was like click and okay, I'm right now thinking differently. I just believe that all the events coming into our life again at that time when we are ready for that, or when we need that, or yeah. So I remember when I visited the Tony Robbins event first time. I know that not everybody loves Tony Robbins, but still, he's a great guy, and I believe that even if you don't
Absolutely.
like this kind of events, you just better go visit at least one time in your life, and then tell that you don't like
How
it.
can you like something or dislike something unless you've actually experienced it, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. And I believe that again, it's not for everybody, not everybody in the same mood sometimes. But that's great. He's a great guy. He knows a lot, and he says, by the way, that I'm not giving you any new knowledge here. I'm just sharing what I know, what I learned from Brooks and from my life experience. And if you can do it in your life, if you can take some insights from this event, that would be cool. So, but really, they do something. I mean, all this event, it changes your like body, the chemistry in your body. That's definitely, because after the event, I was like half a year so energized. I wake up early in the morning. I do a lot of things. I was like a sun, like a sun shining with all this energy around me. And and because I'm actually also this kind of person in my life, in my regular life, that's like, that came even to like a bigger result and bigger energy inside me. So this may be one of the events which I definitely remember and will remember for all my life. This experience with Tony Robbins, and again, books and life itself. Life itself. When you live your life, when you understand things, I can tell you, one thing. Maybe it will be interesting also for other guys, and for
Please share, yeah.
So what I understood that it's so complicated, it's so hard to understand what really love is. Because I used to think that, okay, love is when somebody is loving somebody. No, this is not true for me right now. I understand it differently. And
Yeah. Going
firstly,
deep here.
yeah, so I think that I had already experienced when I can feel this, what I call love. And the challenge right now for me is to understand it more and more, and to feel and to live more time in that specific moment, in that specific condition of my body and my brain. And this is the thing which I'm trying to learn right now, because nobody in school, nobody in families usually tell about this. We can tell that, okay, I love you, but it's not the what I'm talking about. And nobody teaches us at school and the university that how the world is built. Also, what love can be. So, what are the theories of these things? And
the philosophy behind it, it's kind of depending on the culture that you're in, right? And the who you speak to, it can change quite a bit.
Yeah, maybe also we cannot, at that moment, we cannot understand that correctly. And again, it's time, now it's the time for me to understand these things. But yeah, so I believe that it's all connected. I mean, and the life experience in each of experience of life from for me, for you, for any other person, it will be totally different, and we'll face some same questions in different periods of life. And it doesn't matter how much money you earn. I said in Tony Robbins event, I said with the guy I was playing, and we were like 100% different, maybe not even 100, maybe like 500,000 maybe percent, the difference in the business success. And but we had the same issues at that time. Same, like two issues out of three, we had the same.
Right.
We were working together in the same group. So
it's got to scale at that point.
Sometimes, yeah, depend on the how high what the level of businessman you are, but the issues are maybe the same.
Right. And kind of, as you said, though, when you were around those people and getting to be at that conference, when you left it, you were buzzing. And so I kind of take that as I download that information and it goes into my brain. I see, okay, well, he was grounded and he was tuning himself with those people. When you walked away, you were still tuned at that high level energy that same, CEO, if he was 10 times, 100 times, whatever you were doing, you're at the same frequency. So are you capable of doing that? Absolutely. Of course. Do you want to do that? Maybe not. Maybe not, right? So do you want that lifestyle? Maybe that doesn't align with the life that you want to live with your family, right? And his lifestyle. Maybe those are two different lifestyles completely. But I will, say that I really appreciate, even when you said, I'm trying to think about this love part and how it changes in my, in my age and how I think about it, because I care about the brain, I care about science, I care about philosophy, spirituality, and what is fun is when these things all kind of start to align, and they find that if you are in love, right, and that feeling that not only are you in a healing mode, you're going to be less sick, you're going to be thinking more properly because you're in a flow state, you're going to be thinking the right stuff, and then on top of all that stuff, you're going to actually stay alive longer. So it's the opposite of stress, right,
Definitely.
which is killing you.
This is what we all want, yeah.
Yeah, and
everybody wants to live forever.
You double that with this idea that there's some people that become professors early on. What I mean is that they jump off of the Mount Stupid. They think that they're experts over here and they're way past learning anything from anybody. Those people tend to get old really fast. And I mean like physically looking old fast. And what happens is when you always want to learn, you stay more childlike, you stay more kidlike, and you stay younger over time. And again, this is kind of a hit or miss when it comes to the testing of this, but this is something that they're currently looking into. And I find it fun when you see results that say, hey, if you're trying to be lovey and you're trying to learn stuff all the time, you're going to be healthier and you're going to be younger, like overall with your body health. So yeah, I think that, I look at you and I look at myself and yeah.
In the end, everybody wants to be happy.
Well, I think you get happier when you don't feel so scared. I think things are scarier when you don't know things. And so the more you learn things, right, the less scary things are and the happier you become. So the world is less scary to me than it was when I was a kid. And man, I was really scared of everything when I was a kid. right? So, and that process of trying to learn how things work and how people work is something that is what's making me feel more comfortable. And again, I'll be very honest, that's why I'm doing the podcast, is because I'm thinking, hey, if I do this for years and years and years, I can't help but learn some things, a few things, hopefully, right? And then,
Definitely, and also you also, this is a legacy. I think this is you meet so many people that they share, and this is what some other people can watch. I think that we have such a unique opportunity right now with this YouTube and video creators. Not so YouTube a technology, yeah. This is a technology, but you're a creator, and all the other guys who create this kind of content. And this is like, thanks to them, thanks to you, other people can listen to something which may be influencing their lives and changing their lives.
I'm not letting you get away from this one either, though, including yourself, Daniel, because if you go to Daniel's YouTube, The Marketing Game, check out Daniel Dramshev, you're going to find out not only, you're making content that's got some podcast type situations where you're interviewing people and you're talking to them, bringing value. So I want to second what you're saying. I agree with you, but yeah, it's not just me and the other creators. It's all of us right now, right?
I'm also there. I'm playing this game together with you and with everybody else.
Absolutely. No, and it's good to see. I think the more people that kind of start to play it, the better we can actually be at what we're trying to be. The more we can kind of focus on bringing that true value to people. Again, I'm going to keep saying it all the time because it's something I really do want to actually make happen. I do want to ask you, what's a favorite memory of yours when it comes to building this marketing and trying to learn this process? Is there something that kind of stands out to you as kind of a fun time or something that's a very memorable moment to you in your career?
And in the marketing agency, yep.
Yeah. I'll share one with you just real quick, just to help, maybe it'll jog your brain. One thing for when I think about this, what I find so funny is that I meet a lot of people who they think that I'm like, oh, you're a marketer, you must love this stuff, you must be excellent at it. And I think, actually, I remember specifically when social media started, when Twitter became a thing and Instagram was rolling out, and I remember going, nope, not me. Not doing that stuff. You guys are crazy. This is, I'm not into that. And by the time I finally had to download Twitter and finally downloaded Instagram because I felt left out, I had to Google search, what are hashtags?
I got it,
what?
Yeah.
And I remember at this point, I'm like, now I know what hashtags are. And slowly but surely, I became a marketing expert because I had to Google how to do stuff because I was so stupid at the beginning, right? I was so unknowledgeable. So is there anything like that where maybe people, I don't know, anything similar to this that reminds you?
I would say that my first maybe insight, which really drove me all this interest in digital marketing, that was SEO. The SEO still is one of the main expertise which we have in the company.
And for anybody who doesn't know, search engine optimization, right? Trying to get up on the leaderboard, top 10, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Yeah, thank you for telling that, because SEO for me is like everybody knows that.
So
but
obvious.
Not everybody
so
knows. Yeah. It's when you type something, when you search something in Google, and we make some website visible to auditory.
Yeah, there's people's job that is to make that pop up first.
Yeah.
This guy over here is pretty good at it. So
yeah, because other way it will not work. So if you just build a website and think that everybody will see it and love it, no way. First, you need to make it the way that Google understand that you have the best content on the website, and this is how it ranks. And a lot of many thousands of other things. So when I understood, when I was playing with my first website, and I was thinking. And I worked with a guy. He made a website, a nice website, and he said, "Do you need SEO?" I said, "What is SEO? What search engine? You need traffic. You need clients." I said, "Yeah, why not? Let's do it. We need. This is why we built our website.
Sure.
We need traffic." And then he said, "Okay, I'm doing that." And I started paying him, and I was checking why don't we have any results? And then I realized many things, that there are titles, that there is content, there are some specific things which has to be done for SEO, and he didn't do those things. He did some other stuff. So this was the click for me that time. So I'm really interested how to manage these things, because nobody understands how it works. And right now, I'm also I'm already 10 years in this. And I know very good, not the SEO, the paid advertising, the marketing itself. I like to understand how business works, what is the ideal auditory for that business, how to connect the business goals and marketing strategy. and I like seeing then the result and that it helps business to grow and so on. And right now, I understand that everything is changing slowly. Even when AI came to our world, everybody thought that okay, now it's a game changer. Totally, everything will be changed in a couple of months. No, it's still there, and I understand that it still will be there. The world is just getting like faster and faster and faster. Yeah, this is true, and I like right now. I like that in this kind of business in marketing. I all the time train my brain. It's like all the time going to gym. I do something new. I know new businesses. I know how to build new funnels to attract more clients, to find them. And we got, like as you said, we got each year, each couple of years, some new tools, some new platforms for content, for creation, for lead generation, for marketing, for advertising. This is what definitely will never be where you'll never be bored about marketing. This is true. This is what I like. And again, I don't remember like recently that there would be some switch, but I understand that right now I'm doing this a bit differently in the company also for my projects, for the clients. So it's more not only about some specific thing, it's more complex right now. It's more with different types of content, with video, with branding, with content marketing and all that stuff. And if I don't know some of this, I will learn it, and this is again something new which I get on top into my head.
Yeah, no, you're never afraid to learn new things. We know that about you, that's for sure, right?
And one thing I can share, by the way, maybe this will help somebody. I remember the time when we were working both on Ukrainian local market, and we were serving the United States market, the English-speaking market, from the very beginning almost. Like we had first client in 2016 or 15. So right from the very beginning, and we were playing on both markets. So this market it's just close to us. The English-speaking market and the United States market is also very clear, and we can we have good results there. And the thing that I was at some point, I was afraid of letting go the local market in Ukraine because of like focusing totally on the United States market. And this, I would say that I should have done this earlier from the very beginning. So because this is where we have knowledge, this is where we had results from the very beginning, and this would be the first focus what we could have in the company from the very first time. But it is as it is. We didn't. We did it a little bit later, like total focus for the U.S. market. And it worked, and it works right now still to the company. And even right now, being on that market, even not sitting like all the time in the country, but right now we even going into more narrow and picking up the niche, and we'll be on the same market. And right now we have the same. It's like talking to me. I'm talking to me myself, but the two of me. So Daniel, again, you are thinking right now that it's better to be like to get all the leads. Yeah, take them. It's all the market. But and this is the new knowledge which I know. Like you have to pick up one niche and be very specific and go into that niche. This is the right way. And I'm a little bit scared again as that time. So what I will do with other leads? What I will do with other clients? No, we still will serve them, of course. But we'll go into this direction.
This is how we're going to, this is the way that we serve them. And it's also the way that you save yourself from having to be so, right, put everywhere. I could understand this because I in the same boat where every client I get is a whole brand new project, right? And they're very unique in that regard. And if you're doing many unique things, your brain cannot focus. And you can't also then become better as well as you could be, right? If I'm doing 50,000 things, I can get better slowly at each of those things, but if I'm doing 10 things all the time, I'm going to get better a lot faster. So that's kind of what I'm.
And by the way, one more thing which I would say that I'm so happy because before that I thought I was trying to control everything. I was before some time. I don't know, like even when I started to letting this go to, and so I trust my team a lot right now. I believe in them because I saw many times already when they did and delivered better results when I could do. And I understand that in some things they are even smarter than me. And I'm right now, again, this is like, this is because, of course, we have not a huge team. We have 30 people, a little bit more than 30 people right now in the team.
It's a good-sized team.
It's a good size of the team, but still it's a compact. So I know everybody. They know me. So we speak directly. That's cool. We don't have 1,000 of people yet. Maybe on that stage it will be. Of course, it will be different.
Yeah, we'll
but
update later.
The whole thing is that for me personally, that I changed my mindset. That it's not only me who is the best, who can serve clients the best way, and who can deliver the best result. My guys, my team can do this sometimes even better than me. And this is what really, another thing which I remember from this, my marketing game.
Again, what you're saying there totally hits me the right way, because as a boss, as a teacher, my job is to be the stupidest person there. And people kind of laugh, but I'm completely serious. I'm logically not doing my job if I'm not making you smarter than me, because you're supposed to know what you know, and I'm supposed to teach you everything I know, which then makes you smarter than me. That's the reality of it. Unfortunately, some bosses get really upset about that, and they don't want their employees to be smarter than them, so they don't want to teach them everything, right? Well, wait a second. You want your employees to be the best of the best, and you want to be able to say, yeah, they can do it better than me all day long, right? Because that's a comfortable, happy place to be as a CEO, right? As opposed to, no, I have to do every deliverable. So, no, I'm going to take your word for it right there, because I do everything kind of solo, and every once in a while I kind of contract out some of my work, but I've never built a team. And for people like myself thinking about that kind of a thing, we definitely need to keep that in mind, which is that we don't need to be in control of every little thing. The idea is to build the team that does that.
And by the way, Caleb, just the final word in this topic is that I can compare this also into relationships with our kids, because you are the father, I'm a father, and I'm sure that a lot of other people, they also have kids, and this is the same. If we don't trust our kids, they will never be maybe successful or
right.
Yeah,
they're always going to need you. Simple as that, right? They're always going to need you. How can you can't walk away?
My control, that was the mistake, which I understand that happened at that time, and maybe sometimes still happens. I don't know. It's better to ask my team, my colleagues. But yeah, the way it should work, I believe, in the family, in the business, in the relationships, is that you need to give some, I don't know how you call it, freedom. Yeah, freedom to a person. You need to trust and to our this works in all the fields.
Absolutely, and I completely agree with you there. So I'm going to switch some. Right, we're just about to end because I know we each have some things we need to do, and I need to run to Tampa to pick up my son. But I have a question for you. All right, neither of us are experts here, so this is just a conjecture, just an idea. I want to know. There's a lot of things happening in America right now. Specifically, we have these news stories of these car-sized drones that are flying over parts of New York and New Jersey, where you were just recently. Some people believe they're these UAP, UFOs, these things that are either unidentified, or some people think they're just very much military drones, or even drones from another country, right? So there's all these ideas. Have you heard of this story? And if so, what do you think the first thought that comes to your mind that this possibly is? Any idea?
I heard about this story, but just a couple of seconds. I don't know any details. I didn't see the pictures. I didn't see.
That's okay. That's okay. We're going with what you hear.
But if we're saying about this thing, I believe in UFOs. I believe in this way. So it can be human-made. It can be anything. But I believe that someday. We have a lot of movies about the aliens which are coming to our planet and taking all the power and everything. And I believe that there will be another thing, and someday it will be the UFO.
Right.
Because we had COVID, we have some bankruptcy, some markets craziness on the market. We have different things which people cannot expect. Each period of maybe 8 years or 6 years or maybe even sometimes faster, there are things which come into our head like that. And I believe that one of them will be definitely this kind of UFOs. And yeah, we just let's see. Let's see. I'll check it out after we finish. I'll check the details. Well, what's there?
Take a look. And I agree with you, though. They could be separate things completely. They could be related things. You know, we know there's a lot of drone deliveries coming out here soon. We've got Amazon drone deliveries, pizza drone deliveries coming around, and that's a common thing. We've got flying cars where actual people will be flying in those here in the next few years. So those are all real things. And then, of course, we know our governments all have some good technology. They have to. And
we do have them already,
so
I believe.
That's there. But then, as you said, we also know that for thousands of years, as far as we can see, there's been these things flying around and that have nothing to do with human-made stuff, right? And so those are also on the table. And then what I like recently, not to get stuck, because this is a whole nother topic for another day, but recently people say, okay, well, are they aliens from some other galaxy? Or what's the probability that they are the same form, right, as humans? They have the same EOP or experience of presence or the same time like dilation that we have. And then thirdly, what's the same scale, like that we'd even be able to see them? They'd be on the same size spectrum as us. So all these things, it's very unlikely. Some people say that it's so unlikely that these things are very much more likely to be future humans using time machines. Right?
Yeah, but maybe this way. Yeah, it can be also.
Right. So yeah, fun stuff to get into.
Coming back.
Well, that's just it. You know, we're going to keep playing the strategy game in the marketing world and hopefully get some insights in this true world of what's going on now. Those things have nothing to do with each other. But at the same time, I'm always looking at literally like my job stuff. And then I'm looking at what's going on in the world. And it's kind of interesting. And as you said, we've had this one thing after another. I wouldn't be surprised if this one's on the table. And having said that too, keep this out there just for anybody listening. There was a CIA document, right? An unclassified or released, it was declassified, I should say, document about how a long time ago the CIA talked about having a fake alien invasion where they were going to do something. And so you add that to it and it makes us go, oh, okay, so there's the real ones, there's the fake ones, there's the...
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I can't keep my head around it. So anybody, if you got any knowledge, go ahead and let us know. But regardless, before we end the podcast, I have one question I always ask people. I want you to literally answer it however it comes to your brain. And that is, if I could ask you, what do you think are the basic ingredients for success? However you think of that word. Basic ingredients. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I can tell even one word is to find love inside you. I think that this is the main ingredient for success, because what is success to me, it's not only money, it's everything. And if you find love inside you and around you, definitely you'll be successful, you'll be happy, everything, all the world will be for you. This is my ingredient. This is what I want to use. And this is maybe, you can take this also.
I couldn't say it better myself. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Dramshev. All right, that's it. We're done. We're done. No, podcast. I as soon as I say your name, we cut right there. The music starts. The music starts right there. Dramshev. I gotta say Dramshev so people can understand it.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Here we go.